Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel and another episode of Miniatures Mondays. We are continuing to work on our 1/43rd scale 1960 American Motors AMX that we plan on entering in the Saba Bob Paith Model Car Show at the World of Speed Museum in Wilsonville, Oregon in a couple of weeks. And I've worked on it a bit from the last video. I did some flat black on the chassis and some aluminum on the transmission and exhaust, some steel on the gas tank, one light coat of just some black detail wash on the body. I put red on the inside for the headliner and the A and B pillars, did the silver on the simulated aluminum or on the rockers. Another couple of coats of the detail wash in the grille and some turn signal amber in the signals. Another coat of the Sharpie on the red lenses there. Interior, I touched up the red a little bit. I painted the wood angle on the door panels, the little arrows, which denotes it as a 68, and painted black on the pedals. And then the steering wheel is actually almost done. Let's see if I can get that in focus there. I used the Molotow liquid chrome pen on the spokes and a wood color on the rim, and then red on the column. And then same thing here with the dashboard, just some silver in the gauges for right now. But what we did is I had to decant some EN66 blue AMC engine paint, which will be tomorrow's Tech Tip Tuesday video. And I'm using that to paint the engine block and oil pan here on the chassis, because we were getting close to finalizing the chassis. I tend to not want to do too much weathering on most of my model cars, especially anything that's factory stockish. Because really, if I'm building a car factory stock, it's because I really love the car, and therefore I want to look at a nice one on my shelf and not a trashy one. Whereas like if I'm building a race car replica, I love doing light weathering to show like at the end of the race, especially like a 24-hour Le Mans car or a rally car, like what it physically looked like at the end of that race. I've got some more showcasing to do of models. I don't think I'm going to sell any more out of my collection, but now that I've got my display area set up, I kind of want to show off a little bit to you guys, since everyone seems to be liking the Miniatures Monday stuff. So I'd like to share that with everyone. So yeah, we'll probably do some showcasing. So those I like to lightly weather. If I'm doing like a Mad Max style build or something like that, I will totally put something together really super grungy, or if I'm like doing a replica of something that is grungy. But normally I like my cars, especially like I said, the factory stock ones. I like them pretty. I like pretty cars. And look at that. So probably a little hard to tell in this light, but that's a totally different color than the blue I am painting the car. And now it is the absolute correct color. Very nice. Yeah, and in case you didn't know, AMC blue is not exactly a color you can pick up in a tester's can, which is why we had to make our own. Like I said, that'll still be a Tech Tip Tuesday out tomorrow that I filmed doing this. Yeah. All right, well, that's yet another piece down on the model. And the actual thinner for that one. That there be the real spray paint. That's real stuff. Ooh, sneaky thinner. Sorry, just cleaning my brush off camera. Like I said, I use a variety of brushes. Golden Taklon is the type of brush I tend to like. I don't really have a preferred manufacturer. I just like Taklon. Is what it's made out of. Although I did get this larger handled brush, which is helping a lot. I kind of have some issues with my hands. So this has been helping a lot with painting more. So as I replace brushes, I'll probably replace them all with big handles, or like get a big handle thing to put on the brushes. It helps me out a lot. Anyways, okay, so we'll let that dry over there in the corner. Interior's looking pretty good. What are we gonna do on here? Dashboard, I mean, realistically, we're kind of getting down to, oh, that's what I wanted to show you. The stripes. So AMX's 68.9s that had the Go package had a set of twin racing stripes over the top. And I was debating on how to put those on the car. I've got this pinstriping left over from striping my actual Cobra Mustang, which, you know, go to the playlist and you can look at a bunch of that one. But this automotive striping I can put on the car. Now that's not the stripe. It's got to be a twin stripe. However, if I cut this in half, it should be the exact right size. Man, it doesn't seem to be in the greatest shape. We'll undo a little bit of it here. There we go. Get a nicer chunk. Okay. Yeah, we only need about yay much. Now, in theory, I should be able to take this. Should probably get something straight, like a straight edge for this. Oh, you know what? I have a new razor saw set. Let's try that. Oh, it's literally a saw. Trying to figure out what I got around here that I can use to cut this in half and make a nice straight line. But I think I got an idea now. Got to put a fresh blade on to do that half cut anyway. It's pretty straight looking. Goodness me. I've never bought them like this before. Ah, it's a bunch of them. I got blades for a week. Check that out. Never gotten the X-Actos in like a super bulk like that before. Normally they come like just a couple in something kind of that size. But we're going to put a fresh blade in the old X-Acto. A real dealy number 11 here. So I want the nicest cut possible on this. Okay. And again, I'm trying to do this through the camera, so I probably won't end up using this stripe, but I kind of want to give you guys the down low on what it takes to do this. Let's see. There we go. Stick it right in between. Like that. Bring it up a little bit so I can actually see that demarcation line. Bring it over. You know what? I don't want this thing to move. Maybe we should put a little piece of masking tape on there or something. Yeah, let's do that. I just came up with a bright idea of I really don't want this thing to move while I'm cutting it. So I get it nice and even in between those hash marks there, and nice and straight on the thick line. I really need to get a new mat that's got better grid lines on it. This one's kind of useless. Right there. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna set that down. What do you think? Does that look reasonably straight? Should we give it the old college try? All right, let's do it. Oh, this is terrible to do on camera. That's not even close to half. Oh, but we tried. Yeah, I'm totally gonna have to do this off camera, but that kind of the basic idea of how I'm gonna cut this in half to make twin parallel stripes, and then the idea being because the stripes on the cars were not painted, they were vinyl decal, so it will look, you know, it'll be a little thick on the car, but I think it'll look correctish. Let's see if I can put one on here anyway. There's little pieces everywhere. Kind of give you an idea of what the finished product might. Like that. Only there'll be two of them, and they'll be straight, and they'll go over the roof and the trunk too. So we'll have all that together with our red interior, like we talked about previously on having nice bright interiors and stuff. I think that's going to be a really slick looking color combo. Should look really nice out there. All right, well, that didn't go as planned. But this is looking pretty good. So what I did here was just a really super light black wash, which is black detail wash. And it's just the idea of everything on the bottom of the car is not going to be super bright and shiny, even on a really nice car. When you flip a model over and the bottom side is as bright as the top, unless it's like a really high-end looking street rod or like a super over restored muscle car or something like that, it reads false. It just doesn't seem realistic. So even though I wanted this car to be a really nice car, like a fresh out of the factory or a fresh restoration, I put just the ever so lightest bit of black detail wash on there, just to kind of show just a tiny little bit of road dirt, maybe some stuff from the motor, things of that nature. So I'm pretty happy with it. I might put a little bit of a dusting of a little bit more black down the middle to show like oil and grease and things coming from the motor, and then a little bit more brown on the edges. You can get, you know, a browning color too, and then you just want to kind of lightly do, you know, especially like around where the wheels kick up the dirt and stuff, just to show just a little bit of wear. That way when they, you know, when you're looking at a model car, the top side's all glossy and perfect and nice, and then you look at the bottom and you're like, oh, okay, you know, it's driven. That looks, you know, that looks correct. So that's where we're going with that. So that is the update on the progress of the AMX. So hopefully everyone's still enjoying the Miniatures Mondays, and especially building the model. I'm not proficient enough with working on camera yet to do like a step-by-step or anything like that. I actually really struggle with the depth of field through there, showing things off, but at least we were able to paint that engine together, and I think that turned out really nice looking. And yeah, we'll just keep going on more projects. I think the next check-in on Miniatures Monday for this model at least will be actually final assembly. I'll have the stripes on and all the detailing done, and we'll just put it all together and showcase it. So until next time, it's been the Plays with Cars YouTube channel and Miniatures Monday.